What is going on, guys? Chris here, and today I'll be making a guide on Mistweaver Monk PvP in patch 5.4. And this guide will cover talents and glyphs. So yeah, let's get started. First of all, we're gonna cover talents. So in the first tier, the only viable choice that I would say you should get is Tiger's Lust. It instantly clears the target while immobilizing a movement impairing effect and increases their movement speed by 70% for 6 seconds. This is great because you can use it on allies. It has a short cooldown and it's a good use. And there's not really any other viable choice in this tier. Maybe celerity, but I don't really like it. You can basically roll um, 3 times instead of 2 and it reduces the cooldown by 5 seconds, but I don't think it's as good as Tiger's Lust, so yeah, Tiger's Lust all the way. Second tier, just like the first tier, Chi Wave is the main spell that you want to get, due to the fact that it does so much more healing than these other two. This has a cast time, so it's useless. This doesn't do as much healing as Chi Wave, but be careful, because Chi Wave can actually break CC when it bounces off the enemy. So make sure to stay away from the CC target when you do that. Third tier, we got Power Strikes, Ascension, and Chi Brew. This one's just your own preference. Power Strikes, every 20 seconds you gain Power Strikes, causing your next jab, Soothing Mist, Spinning Crane Kick, Expel Harm, or Crackling Jade Lightning to generate 1 additional Chi. If you're already at maximum Chi, a Chi Sphere will be summoned near you. I don't really like Power Strikes. Um, I just don't like it. It's as simple as that. I don't find it as useful as these other two. Ascension, I started off as a monk. I started off with Ascension, but then I realized Chi Brew is so much better, and I'll tell you why. Ascension increases your maximum Chi by 1 and your maximum mana by 15%, which is it's decent having 15% more mana. For example, I have 300k mana. I'll probably have like 340 something k mana, something like that. Uh, it increases my maximum chi by 1. It's actually not quite that useful, but it's still there. It's something noticeable. Chi Brew, why do I get this? Instantly restores 2 chi, okay, very useful, but it generates 2 stacks of mana tea. That's a lot of mana. You're gonna get a lot of mana from this, and it has 2 charges and a 45-second cooldown for each charge, so the cooldown is really low for what it gives you. So yeah, I would say either Chi Brew or Ascension. It just depends on your playstyle, or Power Strikes if you want to. Just depends on you. Fourth tier. This is uh, just preference again. I mean, I like leg sweep because I usually do 2s and a bit of BG. Charging Oxwave is I don't know. I don't really like it. Find it not quite as useful as leg sweep. I may have to get in combat as leg sweep because it has a 5-yard range, and charging Oxwave is it's a range stun, but this stuns for 3 seconds even though it has a shorter cooldown. And charging Oxwave is just avoidable. Ring of Peace is really good for BGs, RBGs, and 3s. I should definitely, I think I would actually change from leg sweep to Ring of Peace. It has a 45-second cooldown, and it forms a sanctuary around the friendly target, instantly silencing and disarming all enemies for 4 seconds. In addition, the enemy within the Ring of Peace who attack or cast harmful spells would be disarmed and silenced for an additional 4 seconds. Ring of Peace lasts for 8 seconds. This is actually really useful. I like that. It's good for casters and for melees as well. But yeah, then again, preference all the way. Now, for level 75, I use Diffuse Magic because I hate seeing all those Warlock dots on me, or all those Fire Mage dots on me, and I'm like, should I just dispel these, or do I want to do damage to them as well? And I can just use the fuse magic, and it reduces all spell damage taken by 50%. I mean 90%, and clears all magical effects on you, reversing them back to the original caster if within 40 yards, if possible. Lasts for 6 seconds. This is actually really good to stop. It's just like an AMS, pretty much, but it also reflects it. So it's really useful. Dampen harm, I don't really suggest getting dampen harm. You dampen the damage from the most harmful attacks onto you. The next 3 attacks within 45 seconds that deal damage equal to 20% or more of your health are reduced by half. Dampen harm can be cast while stunned. It has a long cooldown. It has a pretty long cooldown. 90 seconds and 1.5 minutes. It's kind of long, and it's good against, I'd say it's only good against rogues and probably rets. Maybe frosty kids, I don't know. I usually don't use this. If I'm going against melees, like really strong bursting melees, I usually just use healing elixirs. Every 18 seconds you gain healing elixirs. Healing elixirs heal you for 15% of your total health. The next time a damaging attack brings you below 35% of your maximum health, or when you drink a brew or tea while injured. So you can basically get a lot of health back if you're getting trained, and it's just good. I just like to use the fuse magic. Then again, it's preference and what you're going against. Last year, at the level 90 tier, rushing Jade Wind, you summon a whirlwind tornado around you, which deals damage and heals the allies and generates 1 chi if it hits at least 3 targets. It's gonna replace spinning crane kick. That's not a big deal, but I'd say it's only good for RBGs. Probably just RBGs, yeah. I'd never actually use it all that much. I don't like it. Invoke Zune the White Tiger. This guy is actually really good for arenas because it helps your DPS do more damage, and it can also eat traps for you. So it's really useful. The only downside to this is that it has a 3-minute cooldown, which is, well, I don't like this that much, but it's certainly a viable choice if you want to go for helping your DPS and just, if you're facing a hunter, I guess. I personally like to use Cheat Torpedo. Torpedo a distance in front of you, dealing dealing damage to all enemies and healing all allies in your path. Cheat Torpedo replaces roll and travels farther than roll. This is actually really good. It's good in BGs. It's good in 3s. I don't know if it's better than Zune in 2s, but I like using it in 2s as well. I don't mind it. Helps you kite melee a little better, I'd say. And the overall healing is not quite that bad. It would actually be really good in combination with celerity, but it also works without celerity. So yeah, that's about it on the talents, guys. I'm gonna go over to glyphs now. Alright, so on to glyphs. The major glyphs that I would say you should get, the 2 mandatory ones are Glyph of Life Cocoon, which will make your Life Cocoon castable while stunned. Which, if you didn't know, Life Cocoon is like some sort of bubble. It absorbs damage and makes your healing over time spells heal more than usual. Paralysis, it is really good. It's just like Glyph of Blind and all that stuff. It pretty much makes it so that your paralysis removes dots, that it doesn't break on the target. Third choice is just preference right here, and pretty much if you're gonna do arenas or BGs, Glyph of Detox. Detox is your main dispel, and it's your only dispel. It heals your target for 5% when it successfully removes their harmful effect. That's decent. It's just that I don't like the other ones. Glyph of Enduring Healing Sphere increases the duration of your healing sphere by 3 minutes. Pretty useful in arenas, maybe in BGs. Yeah, I should say you could get that. That's one of the choices. Glyph of Manatee, this is actually pretty interesting, and I think I'm gonna change back to this because I had this before and I was using it. Your mana tea is instant instead of channeled and consumes juice stacks when used, but causes a 10-second cooldown. I don't mind the cooldown. The cooldown is way too low to mind it, and the times I've been caught getting, drinking mana tea while my teammates were taking damage was just frustrating. So I think I'm gonna change back to this. Renewing Mist is also a really good glyph. Your Renewing Mist travels to the furthest injured target within 40 yards rather than the closest injured target within 20 yards. With Renewing Mist, it generates chi and puts a hot on targets, which is really good. Uh, I don't know what else could be a good choice. Let me see. Maybe Nimble Brew. Clearing an effect with Nimble Brew heals you forward 10% of your maximum health. It all depends on the comp you're playing against. What else? Surging Mist. I don't know if this would be good or not. Probably in RPGs, it would be. Your Surging Mist no longer requires a target and instead heals the lowest health target within 40 yards. It's decent. I would definitely use it in RPGs, but yeah, I don't really have an RPG team right now, but I'm working on it. Minor glyphs, there's nothing that matters actually. Maybe Glyph of Water Roll for some PGs, but that is about it. What I like to use is Glyph of Zenflight for the really awesome looking Zenflight. And Glyph of Crackling Tiger Lightning. You're crackling. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, your crackling Jade Lightning visual is altered to the color of the White Tiger Celestial, which looks quite nice. So yeah, that is about it on the glyphs. Alright, that was all for my Mistweaver Monk guide on PvP and patch 5.4. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out a lot. I put a lot of effort into these videos, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, I guess. So take care until then, and peace out.